purple.
Hey, we are back. God damn it. We are back. My name is Ken. I'm your DM today, and I'm joined by Ryan playing Amadriana, Kian playing Dash, if you didn't hear him already, Rory playing Eos, Busy playing Hatsu, Richard playing Slate, and our newest addition, Mr. Dobbs playing Eldrin.
Hola.
Perfect. We are ready to go, and we're going to jump in because today is going to be packed. Rory, you're on recap today. Take it away.
Absolutely. The group arrived in Saigo Natoshi, led by Hatsu, and were welcomed into his family's estate, a place rich in tradition and quiet, settling power. They met Hatsu's sister, Asuka, and are introduced to their parents, Hashirama and Kokoro. As the group settled into their personalized rooms, Hatsu shared glimpses of his family's legacy, entrusting Eldrin with a mysterious container. Daily life began with errands around the city, including a visit to Stormhoof Stables, where Eos prepared her steed Ducky for training the following day with the formidable Masaki Kanzawa. Meanwhile, Amadriana spotted familiar figures on the rooftops, including her old friend, Warby Jane, who hinted at that Amadriana's father, the Archon, may also be in the city. At dinner, tensions rose. Hatsu quietly arranged personal paths of growth for each companion. Eos will train under Masaki. Eldrin will study with Abbott, and Slate was given a powerful ring by Hatsu's grandmother. But the peace was short-lived. A secret meeting revealed the Archon's presence in the city. Soon after, a threatening figure named Ironclad appeared, looming through the door, demanding the presence of Hatsu's mother. What shall happen? Who will dare? Let's get ready to roll.
Father, not mother, but besides that, nailed it.
Okay.
It's always father.
One of his parents.
Daddy DM.
That's it. Exactly.
Hi, Pappy.
With that in mind, we don't find ourselves in the usual place. We don't find ourselves continuing from where we left off. Instead, I take you back to long ago. Not that long ago, I suppose. You were just a little bit younger, Eos. You and Ducky sitting by a lake. It's quite late, though. You're at home. You're sitting there and thinking about what life would be like if you were to just get away from this town for just a little while. And you had heard stories of this amazing town. Could be a ghost town, could just be legends and rumors, but you wanted to visit the town of Mission. Ducky's right there. So you get on top of Ducky and you think for just a moment, should you say goodbye to your family? Should you let anyone know that you're planning to go for a day or two? But I guess it just... whimsy takes flight. You travel down a long road. We will pick up there in a little while. We find ourselves back in the room. You're all standing present. Ironclad standing in the doorway. He wants to take Hashirama with him.
I walk up.
Nice.
And stand in between two of them.
Mm-hmm.
You have no business here on this evening. If you wish to make an appointment, you can.
I'll take out my journal and go, I can pencil you in on maybe the 5th at 2.
Amadriana, you're pretty close to Ironclad right now, standing face to face. I want you to give me a perception check for me, please. For those watching the stream, I pressed the wrong button. Ignore that. Thanks.
But that would be a terrible 13.
Terrible 13? There's no such thing as a terrible 13.
It is when I wanted a 20.
Okay, fair enough. You were a lot younger. But there was someone from your past who is just keeps running through your mind in this moment. His name was Thorngrim. I'm not pressuring you. But if you remember, again, this was a year ago, I'm not upset if you don't remember. Do you know the name Thorngrim? Does it ring a bell to you directly?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some things you don't forget.
He sure looks a fucking lot like him. Well, the parts of the flesh you can still see. He stands... Oh, I just attacked my desk with deodorant. My apologies. He stands an impressive 9 foot tall. Maybe even a little higher. Compared to you, he is not quite double your height, but it is imposing nonetheless. So you standing there with sheer bravery, even behind the mask, that says a lot.
But she got a lot of reason not to want to be seen as intimidated by him.
Yeah, I can understand that. He looks down at you. The look of recognition on your face does not strike his.
I have no idea who the fuck your father is, but I couldn't give a shit. I'm leaving here with him.
At whose bequest are you here?
It's far above your pay grade, child.
Was it the Archon?
Now that he wasn't expecting. Give me an insight check.
$11.
Nice. Yeah. 11. You... How do I phrase this? You see a look of surprise on his face. We'll call it that. At the fact you even know that name.
Are you throwing around names you hear in the ghost stories at night?
How about you go back to him and tell him Anna says leave this family alone. See exactly what kind of response you get.
Ooh, I'll give you advantage on it, but make a... I guess it's persuasion? Intimidation? Probably intimidation you're going for here, right? I'll give you either. You have advantage either way.
I'm kind of small to be intimidating.
Yeah,
Question
but
to the DM before he runs it. Oh, he's run it. Okay.
I'll let you do what you were going to do in a second there, Kyle, but I think it still technically falls under... I'm giving you persuasion, but I think it falls under intimidation, not because of height, but because of the name you used. That is intimidation.
It's like CCing someone's boss when you're replying to an
Right.
email.
Yeah. Not even their boss,
Right.
the CEO. Like, someone internal at Apple just CCing Tim Cook on it is gonna, like, that'll be interesting if you're just making a
Or
personal
worse,
complaint.
they CC Steve Jobs. You're like, wait, what happened?
Right?
And he replies,
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. A necromancer.
19. Mr.
dear.
Dobbs, what were you gonna do?
Guidance.
You can add your D4 to that as well then, Ryan, just for good measure.
That would be a solid 2 to make it 21.
I'll tell you what. I'm not leaving without him. But you can come with me and tell him yourself.
No. You are leaving without him, but I will come. We'll sort this out. And if there's anything to be changed, then I'm sure the Archon will tell you.
I can assure you, we do not want to show up there without this old man.
Well, I guess you've got a choice to make then. Because you're not leaving here with him.
I'm just moving over to stand kind of just off Madriana's shoulder as well.
Just far away enough that you're not in the line of fire, but just close enough that it's supportive, right? Got you.
And just before you decide to do something stupid, keep in mind it. If you hurt me, doesn't matter what we do to you here. He's gonna do a whole lot worse.
Oh, I see the mistake. You think I'm here to cause the chaos? No. Your father brought Drell.
Make a history check for me if you want to.
I think I kind of remember that.
You might. Yeah, you might.
While this is happening, I'm going to go to Madriana's other shoulder, side dash, the other side, and I'm going to kneel down like I'm tying my shoe, but I'm just setting up for the jump off if required.
Okay, no worries.
You're like,
yeah, you're like really, really low, but just in case.
yeah.
All right,
17.
17. Madriana, can you add guidance that it's still? Yeah, you have guidance still, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get to use it once.
Is it on the first roll? Or do you get it for a minute on the
Roll
new
your choice, I think.
Is it not the new rules?
Oh,
different,
if it's the
though?
new rules, I don't know then.
We have a quick look.
I don't know any of the new
Still
rules
learning.
stuff.
Concentration up to a minute.
1d4 up to a minute. Yeah,
It's up to a
so
minute.
any skill check for up to a minute is the new guidance. Yeah,
Yeah, but is it still only one because I've used it already?
any skill check it says for 1 minute. So as long
Any
as he's
skill for up to
concentrating.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh
That's nuts.
shit! Okay.
So you can keep doing things over and over and over
I just saw
That
that
is
Kyle
kinda
wrote Foundry
wild.
check guidance as well.
quickly.
It's wild, but it's also a D4. So like it's good in this exact situation, but it's beyond that.
Yeah.
Like it's concentration, so it's not going to help you too much in combat, I guess. 19. Okay. Drell Morix. That's a name you know. Because it's like a haunting name. All you really know about him is that he was born into silence. It's said that even in his birth, he didn't cry. He talks, but he never shows emotion, other than the joy of murdering people. Especially those who use magic. He is psychotic, sadistic, maybe a little deranged, other words we use for Ryan. But he is also not somebody that you fuck with. If you let that dog off the leash, it's really hard to put it back on. He is also your father's lead assassin. People say that he moves so fast that there's 2 or 3 of them, and he never, ever has had to abandon a target. He's paid to kill someone, he gonna die.
Could I just roll an insight to see if I can gauge Madriana's reaction to that name drop?
Yes, I'll give you a straight roll. I'll give you advantage because you know her so well at this point, but I'm going to give you disadvantage because she's standing there. You're kind of already positioned behind her, and she's wearing a mask, so it's really hard to take that. So it's basically just posture. So I'll give you a straight
Yeah,
roll.
it's exactly kind of I'm trying to see did she tense up or anything, and that is a natural 19 for a dirty 20.
Don't say natural. For dirty 20, I'll say, Madrian, if you're hiding it from him, I'll get a roll from you. You can do privately or publicly. It's up to you.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be letting on if I was worried at all. So
Yeah. Oh, well, especially in front of Ironclad. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I'm going to roll this privately to you.
Oh my God.
Hang on.
Oh, that's right. Okay. She got a 20 and then used her guidance. So let's just say that it's really hard to read her, but if she knows something, she's hiding it well.
So would you say it's no reaction, basically? That
No
Dash is
reaction at all. Yeah, but
she
that
just stood there the same as she was before.
Yeah, that's probably telling in a way as well. So what Dash will just put a hand on her shoulder, just to kind of let her know he's there, but nothing more.
Cool. I would say that the name Drelmorix, like Drel, D-R-E-L, probably is something that puts fear into Madriana in some way. I don't want to say directly you're afraid of him, but there is certainly a thing of just like kids would treat that as the boogeyman. Baba Yaga.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this isn't
Not the boogeyman, it's the one you
It's the
sent.
man you sent to kill him. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What a movie, man. What a series of movies. Yeah, no, absolutely. So you definitely know the name. I don't know that it strikes fear in your heart, but I know that the name resonates with you in that level. Like, that's not somebody you would want after you either.
See, there's immunity to a certain extent. Well, you and I should go and see him. And then, like I said, you can come back here if you need to, if he still wishes it.
Bring the old man, and I'll make sure he walks out of there just fine. It's just a talk. He wants to be there for it, though he may not know it yet.
I'm going to give a look to Hatsu's father at that point to see if there's a knowing of, like, okay, I know what they want.
There is... You turn around to kind of look at him, and he's in a different kind of position than he was earlier. He's a little bit, like, off to the other side, but he is there. He's looking at this, and then he looks at you, and he nods.
Turn back. And exactly how much is your word worth?
He doesn't say anything. I was trying to think of what he would say. He doesn't say anything. He stands there very stoic.
We'll all come. But know this. If you've lied about the way he leaves and gets back home safe, I shall take your head.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it.
You should be.
He just leans forward and puts his arm on top of the door, and with that he moves back and puts his arm through it, breaking the frame that's on the door, and it hits the ground. He steps back a little bit, allowing Hashirama to walk through. Are the rest of you accompanying?
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest to everyone that's coming that we essentially create a barrier all the way around him.
The haunting part, as you walk up the street, you create a barrier around Hashirama, and a good few feet back is Ironclad walking. But the ground trembles, things shake on the windowsills of buildings that you pass. The weight of this man is insane. And with that... Oh, go ahead.
As I was that close to him...
Yeah.
And I was looking at him intently and obviously recognizing parts of him and stuff.
Yeah.
Did I spot any potential weaknesses in his newfound form?
Weaknesses? He is predominantly wearing the heaviest armor you've ever seen because it seems to be coated to his bones. The metal is infused with his skeleton, with his body, and it doesn't look like a pleasant experience. It looks painful. It's welded to whatever flesh remains of him. There are pieces of him that are exposed. There's bone, there's skin, there's like... It doesn't look good. Ironclad is a huge person. And in that sense, like, you've seen big people before. That's not really just it, but it's that's not even the part that it causes this intimidation of him or this presence. It's just how jarringly painful it looks to be him. So in terms of weaknesses, not many.
Like, I'm thinking, like, rather than tendons, is there couplings? Is there wiring? Is there joints that can be that are exposed that could be essentially knocked out to stop him from being able to move as fast, or that kind of stuff?
The metal fused to him is making him slower, for sure. He doesn't look tremendously fast, but in the same way as, let's say, the Rhino or the Juggernaut from the Marvel series, both of them have that same innate thing to get momentum when they start moving, even though they're so heavy, because that's just what happens. You put momentum at speed and it goes faster and faster. Or you put weight at speed and it goes faster and faster. He looks like he could build up to something, but not quickly, if that makes sense.
So we got to keep tight quarters to him. Okay, good to know.
I want to add that while they were leaving, Hatsu would gesture to Asuka and Ayame to silently follow and bring the sword.
Can I as well, just as we're kind of starting to move, position myself next to Hatsu, and I'd like to try, without Ironclad seeing, try to take the magic coin from my pocket and just kind of show it to Hatsu and just kind of give a quizzical look.
Rory's face, man.
You just see Hatsu.
Just nods and puts it back.
As we walk up this road, we hear the clip-clop of hoofs as Eos continues down memory lane.
Hey, get back here.
It's not a short trip. It took you a few days to get to Mission. You stopped, and honestly, the journey wasn't even like that crazy. You stopped and you saw beautiful things. You saw animals you had never seen. You saw places you'd never been to. You saw new places that you could even eat, find berries, find new tastes and flavors. But most importantly, you bonded with Ducky. You spent as much time as you could really just regaling Ducky with stories of your past, of what life is like, and you're used to that. You often stayed in the stable with Ducky and just slept sort of in the corner with the hay, so that nobody would really find you or see you, but you would want to talk to Ducky until your eyes closed and they couldn't stay open anymore. As the days...
the first time we actually went out and did anything proactively. Yeah.
And as the days passed, it became more of a bond than you've ever had with anyone other than your own mother. You've had friends. You've had people in your life that you cared about. You had people that you listened to. You babysat for people. One of your neighbors would come over. They weren't afraid of you. They liked you. They cared for you. But this was something you had to do. You'd read about Mission. You'd read about the scary stories of what happened here. But they're just stories. You had to see for yourself. As you rode down, there it was. Mission. An old, decrepit-looking town with a beautiful large tree just on the edge. The sun rising behind you on the third day until you got there. But that's where we'll flip back. You start to approach a building. This is one of the biggest buildings here. You would see this from almost anywhere in Saigon Toshi. This is where the council reside. Hatsu, this isn't somewhere you'd particularly go to, but you know your father did. As the leader of the Toshitsugu clan, it was his job to work with both the Fujiwara clan and the Sakagurai, which is the council itself. I hope I pronounced that right. The council is made up of a few people who are elected officials to represent the town and to do things and to sort things out. Like, it's a big town, a big city. It needs to run on a lot of things. It runs on trade. It runs on communications with other places. It runs on its outreach program. It runs on cleanup and organization. It runs on so many different wheels, and that takes a lot of people. As you approach the door to this place, it's impressive. Big enough to fit Ironclad through, no problem. Ironclad looks ready, and he walks towards the door and says,
Wait here.
he goes in, and he closes the door. What do you guys want to do?
Madriana, what the fuck do we expect?
Who's inside the door, Madriana?
If and she says that, and then gets a bit closer and says, if the Archon is truly here, and if it is Drill, I don't see how we're going to be able to stop this. Like, at all.
Seriously, I think it's more about negotiations on a bigger scale than something small.
You think your father's not in danger?
Should I put on the mask?
If he would be, my mom would go crazy, I think. And while he's talking, he's making like a gesture behind his back to kind of wait for his sword to arrive in his hand. Just to be sure.
Just waiting to hear the sonic boom as it's just being chucked by
Yami
Yami from miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mjolnir in Thor, when he
Like
gets his
Mjolnir,
power
yeah.
back in the first Thor movie. No sword yet, but that's not to say that it's not coming. But Hashirama leans in. I hope you don't mind that I joined the party.
And if you're a party, sir.
The voice, though I may not be doing it correctly, rings of Remington rather than of Hashirama.
Wait. You cheeky.
Don't worry about it,
You-
Dash.
Do you know what this is about, Remington?
I do not. Neither does Hashirama. I took his place in a moment of confusion in the hopes of... Well, I can protect myself a little bit better than he can. No offense, Hatsu. I just believe my ability to
Well-
escape this situation is a little bit quicker.
Let's phrase it in a way. He has responsibilities at this place, and you have responsibilities for us. I understand that, and I
Correct.
appreciate. But when the council is involved, there's one of two things happening. Either the forces that try to shut us down also try to get control over Saiga no Toshi,
Yeah.
or they want to just get a foot in here and bribe them.
Have they tried it before?
Oh yes,
But not
we
with
paid
this.
a lot of prizes for this.
I take it they haven't tried with this level of authority.
Well, every system has one weakness. It's weak people.
No matter what happens in here, if I tell you all to leave, do what I've asked.
Absolutely.
Well,
Can you guarantee your
do
own
you
safety?
know?
I guarantee nothing.
Do you know the phrase "neighbor fight in the neighborhood" that you don't know?
Is that the same as going to
I
the toilet
might-
in the place that you eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might not know this neighborhood, but I know the neighborhood of the people that we are about to deal with.
I will leave you your space, but I will never leave you.
Then you're
Yeah.
a foolish man.
I'm either foolish man and die in honor, than walking away and be ashamed my whole life.
We're not dying today.
Trust me, Hatsu. There'll be no honor in this.
Oh, so you'd
Oh,
fight dirty.
walking
In
with
that case,
you
I'll fight
through
you.
the heavens? Oh, yes.
The hells are warmer.
Yes, but darker.
If it's cloudy, I don't know. I haven't been.
Yet.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be there someday. Anyway, I'm with Hatsu here. I'm Adriana. I don't like the idea of leaving you alone in this situation either. So I shall be right by Hatsu, right behind you.
If it's a case of me telling you to leave, it's because I understand that I'd be able to survive, but you guys might not.
We can make that
If it was a
call
case of all of us, then I would say, fuck it, let's go down in a blaze of glory.
ourselves. Don't plan on dying.
I don't want to ruin the commando.
Yeah, don't ruin
And I
the
wish I had
mask
my
either. Should put
swords
a
on
lot
me.
of work into that. Oh, I still have mine.
The only thing that is important is that Slave survives. He's the chosen one.
Who chose him?
You keep saying this, Hatsu, and it's something that you are most definitely going to have to explain, but not right now.
I'm pretty sure it will explain itself when it's the time.
Was it a lottery?
I think that's not how it works.
Is he like the golden child?
But that was Dash. Remember, he.
Are we going to get attacked by flying bat things?
Well, I believe that Chicken did make the right choice. And when I saw my bee with him, I know there's something to him that he doesn't understand yet, but I'm sure he will when the time is right.
How about we all agree to keep each other alive?
All I can say is I don't know what it is about creatures and insects that supposedly choose people, but I'm so freaking glad I have a bird if that's the case. Right. Best face is on. Try not to wet yourself.
The fairest way for survival is just go old school rules. We all run, whoever's slowest dies.
I'm so sorry.
Aldrin, how
Dash.
quick are you again?
Oh, the silent offering approach. Get it? I can show you some shortcuts. You have to survive.
I'm sure you could all dash away if you needed.
I don't know what his fusion name is. Rashirama? Rashirama turns to Eldrin. You alright? You seem a little bit nervous.
I'm quite confused. Maybe Slate's just good with animals.
That's the confusing part.
Maybe that's why he's chosen by Chicken. I don't know. I got chosen by a Pegasus. Am I the chosen one?
To the Pegasus.
It's
Yeah,
very
you-
straightforward.
I think
I'll bring you
your
another time.
Pegasus is different. Can your
Mythical-
Pegasus make food appear?
It can fly.
Mm, We will talk about this if we survive. I'm gonna explain you.
I can't eat food, Hatsu. What good is chicken if chicken can make food and I can't eat right now?
That's good you're getting hungry.
I
Maybe
need
we
another
can.
power ball.
Maybe we can awaken the beast.
Did you put an animal inside that power ball that I ate?
Oh no, you are the animal.
Oh,
No, it's just something that will Pikachu.
oh. I read about that in the book once.
And with that, a friendly face appears beside you. Ayami places down a duffel bag, and inside is any weapons that any of you left behind in the in Hatsu's place.
So they're all on, hidden.
He kind of has its head a little bit over his shoulder. He's not talking loudly, but more whispering into her direction.
Mhm.
You know what to do. I'm pretty sure Father already alerted the guards. If this goes wrong, we do the same procedure as last time they invaded.
I should come with you.
This is something we have to go through alone. You're more important to the clan than I am.
No. An extra sword can go a long way. We do not know what you face in there.
Ayami, you're not coming in. He said no.
Take Lissa with you. She can help you.
Lissa's standing beside you with like, you think you get to tell me that?
I trust you to be more use alive.
If
your
you
choice,
think you're
but-
dying in there, why on earth would I let you go in?
Oh, you softy.
No, I just want to be the one to kill you.
That's haunting.
Why would you kill the father of your child?
You were childish.
What?
Oh, you didn't know?
News to me.
Congratulations.
News to me.
All of that aside, I'm coming in, and I think she should too.
Well, no,
Men
no, no, no.
don't get to tell us what to do.
Well, I'm not.
That's why it's me telling you, not the men.
That I understand, but putting a child in danger, that's irresponsible.
There's no
There's
child.
No child. There's no child.
She looks over to Remington. And he's a little bit hesitant, but he acknowledged the fact that they are technically a team. And they are part of the team. And he says, well, Remington Sensei, I guess it's up to you.
I have a question. If they want us here, what are they hiding elsewhere? If this is a misdirection, should we be prepared for that eventuality?
This isn't. The Archon is not known for his subtleties or his diversions. He'll go straight for the vault, even if you're stood in front of it.
Wait, he has a vault? How big is it?
You assume he only has one. Try one in every city.
Do you know where they are? For no particular reason?
Yes, I do. Of course I do.
Just looks at it.
While they are chatting, Hatsu is like silently grabbing the duffel bag, gets his sword in the belt, and starts to shove over some stuff to people. Looks over to Slate and says, got a very stiff leg, I think.
I hope it's just his leg.
Eos will look dead in the eyes of Eldrin. Her pupils turn black. Eldrin, if things
Yes.
turn south, watch me for the changes and try to keep up.
I thank you. I'll do my best.
The door slams
No.
open.
Come on then. He wants to see all of you.
Start to walk in.
As we walk
I just
through,
wanted to say as well,
Yeah.
not for anyone here, but for the audience, when Eos said that, there was a smirk under Madriana's mask of,
fuck yeah, there was.
yes.
There's a fucking smirk on Keane's face.
Let's see if it's
I
just
have
the
the song in my head.
Eldrin is looking at the duffel bag thinking, is my arm brace in there? Is my rapier in there? Did Hatsu give it to me? Am I handless gun in here?
Your arm brace and your rapier right there. Yeah.
Everyone's walking in and I'm Paddy last and fixing it on my arm. Get this clicking it on.
He walks ahead of you. The ground shakes as you walk through the doorway. And we find Eos exploring mission. The city itself, or the town itself, is derelict, falling apart. The wood is rotten, but it's turned a faint tint of blue. Just something to do with the swampy area around. That is not a sign of things to come, Eos. Don't worry, Ducky's fine. This is flashback, of course. We know Ducky made it.
Yeah, he did. He did.
As you walk through, it looks exactly as you pictured it in your head. It smells kind of rotten. That's nice. Something that you didn't have a understanding of when you read it in books, and now you do. And you don't like the smell, but that's okay. You appreciate that you get the opportunity to smell it. This is your first time away from Azazaki. And as it would turn out, somehow against all odds, not the most memorable trip of all since you've gone to the Arcanum, but certainly one you'll never forget because you still wear the scars from that day.
She does. The ancient map she was given, the description of it was very old information.
A voice echoes out from behind you. Well, shit. What do we have here? You see 3 people walking towards you. Now, at the time, you didn't know who they were. But now you do. The guy speaking to you is the one who will be responsible for the rope around your neck. And that you got dragged down through this town. And a lot of people showed up to try and cause you a lot of pain. His spurs clink, his trench coat long, his hat with the symbol on the front. Now, what are we gonna do with you? At first, there wasn't a lot of fear in you, startled maybe that someone talked. But it would turn out to be one of the scariest days of your life. Until today. Because as you enter this room, standing at the end of the hallway next to the Archon himself, not looking the same quite as before, but the uniform standing correctly. Well, shit. Look who got away.
This guy.
Now, as the skeletal face with red glowing eyes looks towards Eos, and Madriana, you know him by name. Estrel.
Oh, okay.
Sitting in this room, standing at the Archon side is Drell. Standing at his other side is a blue figure that is known to Hatsu, especially because at his side is Onimaru. The face of Thrakgar stands there with something that belongs to you, Hatsu. Blue skin, blue hair, scarred from his last encounters in Saigon Toshi just a few moons ago. In the grand scheme of things. I'm sure it comes as no surprise that he is here. And I'm sure it comes as no surprise that he wants something from here. But it does come as a surprise that he is sitting next to the Archon.
It's the guy from the trailer.
It's the guy from the trailer. In his suit, sitting at an impressive 8+ foot tall, almost rivaling Ironclad himself, smoking a massive cigar and saying nothing. All eyes are on your group as they walk in. Sitting at this table are the council, and now Remington Hashirama. And Hatsu, to your surprise, and possibly, I assume the girls came with, so possibly Tayami's as well, is Miyuki Fujiwara, the leader of the Fujiwara clan.
Well, brave warriors who insisted on coming, take a seat.
I'd rather stand, but thank you.
I wasn't fucking asking.
Then consider me not listening.
His face may be skeletal, but there's sure a fucking smile on it as Drell just clicks, and the blade, a glowing blade on his dagger, emerges. But the voice coming from behind you, I believe he said sit. Those who do turn to see will see another Drell standing there.
Maybe we just listen this time, Adriana.
Oh, I really hope you don't. I really hope you don't.
It's for your own good.
Oh, I know you were talking
I'll pull
to
up
me.
a seat then. I'll pull up a seat after saying that and sit, maintain eye contact with that chap.
Oh, I know you're not trying to stare me down and talking to me like that, son. I'm really good at what I do.
Remaining silent.
Eos, with a big audible sigh, sits down in her chair, but her left foot is just bouncing, shaking.
For the first time, everyone in this group will see how the blue hue in the eyes of Amadiana's mask turned to red. I'll ask if he, or I'll sit if he asks me to. He is the only person I report to.
I'm not sure about your eyes as a group, but the rest of this table looks towards the Archon. Oh, fuck's sake. Just stand. Drell, shut the fuck up. I don't want to spend any more time in this fucking town. It smells like incense. Looks like shit. This tropical storm would knock this fucking place over. And one fire? Whatever. I don't want to destroy this city. But I will. If we don't all find a good way to coexist. I just want to own it, the same as I own many other cities. This doesn't have to be difficult. There doesn't have to be blood. what there can be. So let's start at the beginning. I know that old fuck is not Hashirama. So now I have to send Drell to go get him. If there are any more types of deception, believe me, I will let Drell deal with it in any way he sees fit. Am I absolutely clear?
Crystal.
Let me go get Hashirama with him.
No.
What if I had a please?
You feel a very cold feeling as a second copy of Drell holds its dagger to your back while the first stands perfectly beside the Archon.
That's a neat trick.
Oh, I was really just hoping you'd say please. Go on, do it for me. Say please.
Like a bitch, please.
Pushes the dagger a lot harder against Dash's back. The armor makes a creaking sound of the leather as the steel presses against it.
You seem eager to turn these negotiations into a fight. I'm not sure that would get the results your boss wants.
I don't need a fight. I just need blood. I don't really care whose. Yours is just as fine as anyone else, Palparothian.
Well, you go do the task you've been asked to do, and we'll pick this up another time.
He begins to push, but the Archon snaps his fingers and the dagger is removed from your back. Alright. I guess I'll have to get it elsewhere. And he sort of saunters out the door. The other Drell stays here.
I'll look in the Archon's direction and just say, thank you.
Hatsu would just look over to the Fujiwara represent and trying to grasp what she's about. Is she calm? Is she does she know what's happening? Is she more nervous, more concerned?
You can make an insight check. Let's start with that.
Mm-hmm.
I always get so eager to talk that I don't remember I have to play the game and do rolls. I forget this is D&D sometimes. I just want to talk. I just want to play the game.
Oh, shit. I'm going to use my inspiration on that.
Good idea. For the stream, that was a 10.
Now it's an 18.
Significantly better. She is terrified. She wasn't as scared until her daughter walked in. Now she's terrified. She's trying her best to not look at Ayami at all or draw any attention to the fact that they're actually related. She's just trying to keep that separate and just trying to look as clean and composed as possible. If you didn't know her so well, you may not even see the fear, but you know her well. And although the Fujiwara and the Toshitsugu clans were rivals for a long time, her generation with your father are the first generation to bring peace between the two. So this is something you grew up with knowing was this peace and longevity between the two, but the history isn't the same. Yeah, you definitely see fear on her face.
Well, that's happening. I'm trying to get a read on EOS as well, because I imagine the leg tapping would be noticeable. I'm trying to, I don't know, trying to communicate without communicating, if that makes sense.
She's resting her left foot on her toes, but the heel is just off the ground repeatedly. She's looking down at the ground. She's just not wanting to look at anyone.
I'll just rest my hand on EOS's knee and just let the dagger slip out a little bit so she knows that it's there. And just a gentle tap and put the hand back.
And due to tap, you can tell there's slight shake You can feel her heartbeat in the base of her neck.
I'm trying to just above the table, and I'm trying to remind myself. I'm pretty sure Eos mentioned to Dash something about what happened that day, if not all the details.
Could be.
I think.
I know Jarl particularly wasn't mentioned.
Yeah, I know he wasn't mentioned, but I'm just trying to gauge if, without metagaming it, would Dash make this connection here that she's having this severe reaction to this, and could he, that comment that he said, look who got away, would that connection be made there?
I'll let the dice decide. Make a history check, and if you get over, let's call it a 10. It's an easy roll, because we do have information, and you are connecting pieces. Even though it's above the table, you're connecting the right pieces, so I'll...
I'm
4?
going to use my inspiration.
That is the most Dash roll I've ever seen, buddy.
That is Dash roll. I'm taking my inspiration on that one, and we'll try that again. That's a bit better. That's an 18.
Damn, you guys keep going inspiration to 18. Nice. I'll tell you what. Keep your inspiration. Because you do something else. You move your hand back. And you place your hand on your watch. Just a nervous trigger. Something that just sits with you, and you start messing with the dial. And Eo's tapping her leg knocks your arm, and as you pull the dial, you feel like you just lived this moment. Serious deja vu. What you can do is take a flat 10 and add your proficiency bonus and stats to the roll, and we'll consider that a success.
Guidance.
You can add guidance to it if you want. I will update the watch that was given to you by Remington a long time ago and give you what the real thing is in your inventory.
I love this item.
Me too. We used this a lot in the first campaign we played, right? I think was it Bryn's?
Gregor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That was our rogue rogue ranger who would with that get over 20 every time. So it was pretty crazy. I can't find your original fucking watch to unlock it.
It's the Casio.
You not have
I
it
do
on
love
you?
me a good magical item.
I do
Oh,
have
it just
it
says
on
wristwatch.
the-
Just
It's equipped wristwatch, yeah.
there you go.
It's a SpongeBob watch.
It's a Swiss
Should be-
wristwatch.
Should be on you now. Oh, didn't go over it. Should be on you now. There you go. Oh, it's there twice. My bad. Anyway,
Ornate watch.
ornate watch. That's not what it should be. I have to identify it. There you go. Okay, so it is basically the clockwork amulet from D&D 5e for those who know. Tiny little wrist amulet, in this case wristwatch, contains tiny interlocking gears and powered by actually I'll change that, but that's okay. A creature that puts an ear to the amulet can hear faint ticking and whirring, and when you make an attack roll, in this case I'm going to give you this, you forego rolling the d20, you get a 10 on the die, and it can't be used until the next dawn. I'm going to update that for you to be more friendly to the actual campaign, but that's what I actually gave you a long time ago. I just forgot about it. And this seems like a good moment to give it to you. I put it in my notes. I was like, did I ever give him this? And I put it in my session reminders. That was a good moment to use it, so keep your inspiration. Right. Yeah, you can tell that there's a high anxiety in Eos. You can tell that you've never seen her this scared or focused or angry at the same time. There's definitely a combination. And yeah, the way he's reacting to her. I mean, he's looking at her like a challenge, like his next challenge, to be fair. And it's when I start thinking like he does, it's really hard not to go into the accent. But he, yeah, he's hungry.
Why are you here? What is it you're asking for of this place?
When we get the real Hashirama here, I will tell you everything you need to hear. Just keep those whippets on a leash, and nobody has to get hurt over this. We don't need any heroes here today.
Don't need any villains either.
Ooh, if you don't have the right words at the right time. Shit. Anyway, if that's not the real Hashirama, who the fuck is that? The Archon leans back. I'm actually inclined to agree. Who the fuck is that?
I guess I can find out.
He places his big hand on the back of Remington's head and just smacks it off the table. The disorientation immediately drops the disguise. Broken-nosed and bloodied is the purple-skinned, long-bearded Remington Maleficum. Said that like it was a surprise you guys knew who it was.
Gasps in Spanish.
I love that gift, man. Well, shit. What is he, your father? Looking at Eos. Did you bring daddy with you?
More like a mentor.
Thought pets are meant to sit in a corner and be quiet.
I thought pieces of shit got swept off the street in the morning.
That's why I live on the rooftops.
Oh, that was a good line. Take your inspiration back. God. All right.
So, Archon, did you come alone? Or is she here?
She's not here. Someone needs to watch over the spiv. Who do I trust more than her? Besides,
I have noticed them running around town.
Yeah. Yeah, the fence here is going to be busy. It's a good guy, the Willow. You should go see him if you can. Tell him I sent you.
See Dash take a little note in his notebook.
Look. My wolves are at the gate. My sheep are in your flock. I am the blood pumping through this city. There's nothing to do to stop me. I just want to make this as seamless and easy as possible, so we don't have to go through the same fucking bloodshed every single time. The expression goes, if you're gonna go for the king, you better not miss. Everybody fucking misses.
Do you often show up to the negotiations just to forgive me, but usually your reputation is more than enough to get things over the line?
Some of them I just like to do myself. But the small towns I don't give a shit about. But sometimes, like in Palperoth when I made the king kneel, I
You
like
made
to
the
do
king's
things
meal?
myself. He's just a cowardly little boy.
Huh. Dash is like struggling to hide a smirk.
Ironclad, please go check on Drell. I have a feeling he's taking too long on purpose. He just lets out a sigh, and then Ironclad is just like,
All right.
Remington leans back in his chair. He's still quite dazed from that. That was an impressive blow to the head. And on the table itself, you can see where the table fractured. There's blood all over it. He looks at Trowel.
Go on.
He just, 1 second. He looks at Trowel and he's like, please just don't kill anyone right now. Maybe later. He looks over to you.
May I have a word alone?
What's the difference?
Okay. You said to me that one day I may claim my right to anywhere given. I choose here. Now.
I need this city.
You'll have it by virtue of me.
You would have it by virtue of me.
So it works in both our favors. The difference is, I will lead it with honey, whereas you would lead it with vinegar.
I lead it with my hammer and my knife. And my new sword. And he looks over at Thrakgar, who's just in the corner with his arms folded and leaning back.
Hatsu's looking over to Drakar, actually. And you, even he's like masked and stuff, you would get like an aura of he's amused. Because by the way that he has the sword, he knows he didn't figure it out at all.
Drell, for fuck's sake. Where are you? And where the fuck is Ironclad? And where is that old fuck, man? Drell just leans in and he's like, oh shit, I just got distracted. We're coming.
Would you mind if I ask another question, or would that piss you off?
Who are you talking to?
To you.
Why?
Well, you have quite a fearsome reputation. I've heard your name my entire life, and this is the first time I've come anywhere close to you. Plus, you said you made the King kneel, so that interests me greatly.
Yeah, this must be a great day for you and all of that.
Gosh, I'm just curious as to when you made him kneel.
It was a few years ago. He forbade my people from going to the pyramid. And I forbade his people from ever speaking to me again.
That was all just simple curiosity.
Drell leans in. Who is that pretty girl next to you?
She is a very dangerous woman. If you fancy trying
What a
something,
coincidence.
then
I like him dangerous.
I'm sure you do.
She just remains quiet. But she doesn't break eye contact.
You're very talkative. Usually I'm the one that doesn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I get that impression. I'm sure we'd get along handsomely. You want to find out?
What do you have in mind?
I only ever have one thing in mind. With that, you start hearing the... In comes the real Hashirama. A little bloodied. A little upset. but not worse for wear. He sits next to Remington, who is still disoriented. The second drill vanishes in thin air, just into mist.
This fucking idiot was threatening everybody left and right.
Shit, I like to play with my food. Sue me. Alright. Now that everyone's here, let's have a discussion. Given that you're friends of my daughter, I will give you an out. You may leave this room, but I advise you do it now. The door is open, but it will not remain that way. Be sure you want to be a part of this. I can tell that one with the metal arm is about to piss himself. I can see the purple one, female, is very upset. His nose is very broken, and probably impacting his skull. I can see you, Palparothian, are getting really agitated by my friend here. And for some reason, this one with the mask, Tokunahatsu, cannot stop looking at this fuck behind me. Looks over at Slate and he's like,
curiosity won't let me leave.
looks at Slate and he's like, I have no idea what the fuck to make of you.
I'm gonna take out my magnifying glass and say, well, you seem to have everybody else figured out, so if you need a closer look, can I just hold it up?
Oh, you're the one that Ironclad will love the most. I get it. There's always one. Look. Anna, you have an opportunity here to talk some sense into them. But that clock is running out fast. He leans back in his chair and he places an hourglass on, turns it around, 60-second countdown timer, and he sits quietly.
Isn't there usually a deal to be made that benefits everybody?
Doesn't say anything.
Eos is fixated on the hourglass.
Well, I think the main question is, does he want Saiga no Toshi because he needs the funds for Decker? Or does Decker work for him and Decker needs something from you? I don't get it.
I was curious
And
about that.
Draka
connection.
did lose so many battles. I'm not surprised that he was looking for help.
Oh, is that what happened to his face?
Hmm.
Makes
He
sense.
just
He couldn't.
shakes his head and he's like, I have no idea who the fuck you are.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about you, not to you. Don't worry about it.
I wasn't even talking to you. I was talking to that fuck.
Just give Hatsu a little wink.
There's about 30 seconds left. Ironclad walks towards the door to to prepare to close them.
I think by
Haven't
now it's
you
quite
worked for
obvious.
Mr. Decker before, Mr. Cloud?
What are you going to say, right?
I think it's more than obvious by now we're not leaving this room. So you might as well shut the door.
Ironclad looks towards the Archon. The Archon shrugs and Ironclad closes the door.
I'm gonna walk over to the door.
Oh.
I'm gonna walk over to the door and go over to right beside Ironclad and just lean over and push the door closed and then walk back.
Nice. He then stands in front of the door, the only exit from this room. A human wall. Made of metal and flesh.
Human. I was gonna say human might be debatable.
No, he's human. Ask.
Really? What do they feed them in Vertwar? Because, like, huge.
He looks towards, I think it was Hatsu, so you mentioned Decker, right?
I'm off the clock.
Yeah, side gig.
I still don't understand who the boss is. Is it Decker? Is it him? Is it... I don't get it.
Contract work, Hatsu, so it's depending who's paying him at the time.
No, I mean... I think it's still the same organization to some degree.
No, given the size of this gentleman's operations, I imagine there's a lot of crossover with Omegaverse.
I
mean, I know he needs his parts. Look at him. Like, he might has to be charged or something.
The Archon leans forward. Now's a good time to shut up. Good.
Very well.
His eyes glance towards you as you go for the last word, and then he just looks back towards the table. All right.
Your hourglass is 2 seconds off.
He just picks it up, and he throws it against the wall as it shatters. Ashirama. Tomorrow at the festival you will step down, and you will no longer be the face of the Toshitsugu clan. You will denounce the Kensei as obsolete relics. And if you refuse, then Ironclad here will force you to trial by combat in public, where he will tear off your fucking face and eat it in front of this entire city. And once you are weeping and covered in your own blood, he will bring your family out here piece by piece and do the same to them. Or just do what I'm saying. Every city does the same thing, and when the strongest fall, the rest wonder why anyone stood behind them at all. But if you step down, I'll take care of the rest. Your people will live happily, never knowing anything is wrong. We will quietly take care of this city the way we do with the others. Hashirama goes to speak, and the Archon slams his fist down so hard a chunk of the table comes off. Once the wood clashes to the ground, and once he leans in silently, he just says, I really wouldn't right now. He then looks towards Miyuki. I want a complete list of all foreign alliances and emissaries you work with. What towns, villages, and cities they belong to. I want access to the Sakuragai records, particularly any connected to military logistics and foreign trade routes. One of the council leans forward and he looks towards him. Ironclad just grabs him from the back of the neck and rips him in half, throwing both sides on the ground. Effortlessly. Did I say the word right? I did not. Effortlessly. Right.
Without effort.
Thank you. Now, if there's any more questions, I would wait till the end. You are far more expendable than you think you are. He leans forward again, wipes the blood from his face that just sprayed out of that person. If you deny me, Drell here will begin targeting Fujiwara agents across the city and beyond. Silent killings, erasing names. It's not a rebellion, it's a replacement. You've had your age. Now give it to the wolves. Then he leans forward and talks to the rest of the Sakura guy. The Sakura Gakkai. A lot of them are scared, trembling, crying, soaked in blood of one of their long-standing companions. You're the spine. A council of tradition and ritual. And I do not want to shatter it. I want to corrupt it from within. I need 3 seats available. One just opened up, so you can nominate the other 2. One of them will be filled by an unknown voice to Saigo Notoshi. Someone clean, unreadable. I'll take care of that. The other 2 will go to trusted outsiders. Mercantile, philosophical advisors, seemingly unaffiliated with this city. They'll be loyal to me. And the city keeps going. Trade routes keep moving. Money comes. If you resist, besides dealing with whatever the fuck just happened there, scandals will be exposed, vote ledgers will be burned, and public trust will be eroded from within by leaks and staged outrage. Until there is no council, there is no trust. There's riots and rebellion. And believe me when I say I'm patient. I have the time. I'm not trying to blow up a building. I'm not trying to damage the city. I'm just here to expand my empire. And all other negotiations with your city were not as fruitful. So unfortunately, I had to bring my wolves. If they're not fruitful this time, there will be no more negotiations. I will just take the city. As long as it takes, whatever I have to do. I think you'll find that I have everything I need to make that happen, including all of you. Ironclad moves, and walking in is someone that's recognizable only to Amadriana as Warby Jane. She stands beside a member of the council. Do I really have to? The Archon bows his head. For fuck's sake, just do it. Her shape changes, and she takes the exact visage of the member of council she's standing next to. There's audible gasps around the room except from your group, I'm assuming. Now, if there's any questions, either keep them to your fucking self or ask. I'll leave Ironclad ready for any dumb fucking questions. He leans back in his chair. He picks up a cigar. He lights it again. And he waits.
I have a question for the man with the hat.
Shit, I was hoping you'd ask me a question.
Of course. Did you enjoy it?
Oh shit, yeah. And I'll enjoy it again.
Okay.
I just don't know how the fuck you got away. I was so sure when I walked away that you were done.
I didn't get away. I'll never get away from you.
That is true.
May I ask you another question?
I'm not the police. You can ask me whatever the fuck you want.
Why?
Why? Why the fuck not?
No, I'm asking you the question. Why?
Because I need it.
Okay.
Oh. And of course. And then suddenly he leans in from behind you. A second copy. Because you deserve it. And you know it. Just fades back into smoke.
It's a really cool trick. Third question.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you there that day?
I guess you'll find out when the time is right. And I bring you back to that fucking tree. It's waiting for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no more questions.
Waiting for someone.
Oh, he said me.
Hatsu would observe the lady that just shape-shifted.
Mm-hmm.
And he would try to figure out if there's any features that he would see on Slate, and maybe things that he had described from his past when Hatsu did remove the bracelet. Like he saw the mark, obviously. So he would look for features like that, because he's a little bit confused, because he thinks, because of that, because he sees her as an experiment as well. So he tries to figure out if there's any connection to the crisis response unit.
You might be mixing up things. It's not necessarily to do with the crisis response unit, but neither necessarily with Slate.
Yeah, but as he tries to figure out if that
If
would
she comes
be
from the same place.
the same works of the same peoples that did the thing to Slate as well.
Make an investigation, yeah.
I'd like to cast guidance on Hatsu.
Okay.
Investigation.
Guidance, is it verbal, somatic? What is it?
Guidance, Mr. DM, is touch. So I would like to put my hand on Hatsu's shoulder and lean in and say, I don't think I should unleash the beast in here. And while I say that, I'm casting guidance on him.
Okay. So you have your D4.
Verbal and somatic.
Okay, so for a total of 20.
20. Sorry, 20. I got distracted by the guidance. What are we checking? Sorry.
We check in on the shape-shifting lady,
Right.
and
Sorry.
Hatsu's
Yes,
trying to make-
yes. Yeah, there are similarities, definitely. There are markings on the wrists that don't seem to fade when the shape changes. She's also a little gaunt in her natural form, the way Slate would be as well. Which is also a feature that Chant's Artifice has as well. Pale skin as well. Not unnaturally that you would notice it, just looks like someone like who hasn't been in the sun for a while. Me in summer, basically, as I hide all summer in my office with the window closed.
Hatsu would just speak out a little bit louder, and he would go, looks like even the corrupt places are corrupted. Interesting.
So, just to be clear, you need him to step down at the festival tomorrow. Is this you need an answer right away kind of thing, or is it a sleep on it and I expect you to have agreed with me at this point tomorrow kind of thing?
If you try to sleep on this, you will not wake up. To be fair, I couldn't give a shit about you. Just them making decisions.
I meant him, but I thought best just to clarify that point.
Dash, you can clearly see the chain of authority here. It's the man with the hat, the cigar man, then the
I
Iron
don't know.
Man.
Man with the hat is like lower tier.
Mm-mm.
Cigar man is the boss.
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm. I can see. I have eyes.
I still think Decker is the boss. He's a genius.
He's.
Just to be clear, I think the man sitting in that chair is the boss of pretty much everything.
I know your world is about the king, but there's way more power above the kings than you can actually think of.
How about I motivate things so that we can have a good conversation about what really matters?
He picks Lissa up by the head.
Mm-hmm.
He just choked on his drink.
But
Put her down
in a moment.
now.
oh yeah,
Put her down.
Dash has his hands like on his forearms, ready to draw the daggers until Madriana started speaking.
What do you think is faster? You getting to your daggers, you giving me commands, or me just squeezing?
Oh, there's no doubt. You'll definitely have finished her off before we get to you.
Lissa's face just goes like white.
But we will fucking get to you.
And you will not be walking out of here.
Oh, if I had a moon for every time someone told me that.
Sounds like a lot of arrogance for a man who has a long way to fall.
Sounds like a lot of arrogance for a person who's not even a man anymore.
Sounds like a confidence from two of you who couldn't reach me.
Oh, trust me, I can reach you.
Just put the fucking girl down. The Archon sits forward. Don't make me ask twice. Archon releases her and she falls to her knee.
Going over and picking her up and making sure I'm standing between her and Ironclad.
Mm-hmm. You know her well enough to know that she's in two minds. One is her absolute unruling fear of the Archon, but the other is she has her hand on her dagger to spin and twist.
What is to be your choice, Master Toshitsugu?
I would like my children out of here. I would like her child out of here. I would like you all to go freely before something happens to you. Hatsu, your friends speak dishonorably. This is not how I raised you. This is not how they were raised. And this is not the place for it.
Hi. He gets up slowly, nods towards the Archon, nods towards the council, and he makes a gesture to Ayame, and he goes slowly towards the door.
May I ask a fourth question?
Before you do, Hatsu's father says, I said both of my children. And he glances up, and you see Hatsu's sister leaning in from a skylight at the top, holding a bow in one hand, ready to take fire if needed. You should also go. She sighs and, hi. And she leans back out the window and closes it. Well, shit, I'd like to hear your question.
Thank you. Your power is immense, right?
Oh, shit, I don't know. You tell me.
It is. Why are you working for him when you could run your own world
Why would I want
of
that?
murder?
I can already run my own world of murder. You think I can't go out and kill somebody on the street right now if I want to?
I'm sure you can do it. But why work for someone else when you yourself could be the topmost of the tier, the spear of the arrow?
Well, look at you. A little girl with a little plan to cross a wedge in between us. Oh no.
Yes, and that is the plan.
It's a
You can
terrible
read what
plan.
I'm saying.
I have
Fine so
absolutely no interest in betraying the Archon. He keeps my pockets full of blood and money.
Money. You need money.
And bodies.
Then let the bodies hit the floor.
I agree. He steps up behind you. Again, the second illusion with the dagger against your back this time.
You heard Master Toshitsugu. All of us leave. So back the fuck off. Eos, stand up and leave.
Fine. Sorry, second person.
She wants to play. So let her fucking play.
You think I'm going to ruin this?
Oh no, I think I'm going to ruin that.
She
Not
wanted to
today.
play with you, you'd already be dead.
I'm shaking in my boots.
Oh, I hope you're laughing when your time comes.
His time will never come, Dash. He's already dead.
Aren't you cute?
No, it's a fact. Look at your face. You. Okay.
Master Toshitsugu, apologies for the dishonor. We will accept your wishes.
Good advice. Mr. Archon, should I walk him home? You absolutely will not. And let me be clear, Drex, if you lay one finger on my daughter, the stars themselves would be rivaled with the spray of blood I pull from your body.
Listen to your boss, he's actually got brains.
Drex 2 disappears. Drex 1 sheathes his dagger properly, and when he clicks it in and puts a little buckle over it, his skeletal face begins to become normal, and it looks a lot more like what you remember seeing he is.
She's trying to walk, but she is shaking. It's visible in the arms now. She was okay with the skull.
Oh, I'll see you real soon, darling.
Oh, just 1 second. Slate, could I borrow your book for a moment? Not that one, the other one that you write in. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to stare intently at him and just draw a quick sketch of his face in Slate's book and hand it back to Slate. Oh, there you go.
I've already made some notes on the same page.
Thought so.
Just put it away.
Just give him a big smile as I'm walking out the door.
Eldrin, out.
Okay.
I'd like to walk past Rem, if that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm walking past Rem, I'd like to get close to him, just give him a kiss on the forehead and hand him the seal.
Okay.
Wait, is Remington coming with us?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Remington, to be fair, probably couldn't stand up straight right now anyway. He had his clock thoroughly cleaned.
They didn't say we couldn't take him.
As you lean in to try and take him,
I really fucking wouldn't. I don't know if I'm done with him yet.
I just look at the Archon. He has no place here, and you know that.
I agree. But he made a place here when he brought himself here. I'll make sure he leaves mostly intact.
I walk up to my father. I lean in. I kiss him on his cheek. Please do not hurt him. Keep your monsters at bay.
That's entirely why I'm here. To keep my monsters at every bay. Warby, take my daughter and her friends to somewhere safe and ensure they fucking stay there. If they don't, it'll be you that Ironclad visits first.
It's okay, Father. I will make sure we stay away. I understand.
Swear on
Warby
your
has a
mother.
new position on the council anyway.
If you swear on your mother, I'll believe you.
I swear I'll keep them away from here.
Fine. Just remember what happened the last time you broke a promise to me. I don't want to have to break something else.
She has something she wants to say in return to that, but she knows that now is not the time to say it. She stands up. She walks out, making sure she's the last to leave. And as she walks towards the door, she stops next to this man mountain. One day you and I will dance. And one day you will be severed from your neck. Or I will. And I can't wait for the fucking day.
Oh, we'll definitely meet again, Amy.
Don't you ever fucking call me that. To you and the rest of my father's mutts, it is honor.
Run along, child.
I slam the door behind me.
You hear doof, doof, doof as he moves and clearly stands blocking the door again. Seems like a good time to take a break. We'll take a pause there. I really hope we're doing a post show tonight. We'll take a pause there. We'll take a quick break. We are.
The longest one ever.
we'll take a 10-minute break. You guys can take on the boss if you're live in our Twitch chat. Thank you so much for being here. We love you very much. For those of you listening to the podcast and for watching on YouTube, we'll be back in literally a second. For those of you watching on Twitch, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thank you very much. We love you. BRB.
Oi.
And we're back. My intrepid group of adventurers.
We're actually deodorized.
What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to lead him away from
crying
this.
is a free action, so I'll take those.
For sure.
There's Midrian, what we really want to do and what we're going to do.
I lead them all away from the place. Not really saying too much.
Just as we're going, Dash is just kind of making sure that Liz is okay, just checking her head and everything, but walking and holding her.
On the side of her head, both sides, are clear prints from where he was holding her. Her skin is red, deeply bruised. He put a lot of pressure on her skull for someone who was just very casual about picking her up by the skull. She holds the side of her head, but she's grateful to be here. Is everyone okay?
Are you okay?
I will be.
She's already plotting how to kill him.
I think I need a sharper blade.
I think so. Maybe a bigger one. Although, well-placed needle.
Hatsu, do you need to let your mother know what's happening? Or is that for your father to do?
I think by now she will know. And he would look around because the Archon said that somebody should guard us. Is she with us?
No, he took Amadriana on her word because she swore on her mother, and Amadriana knows
Alright.
the weight of that promise.
So... Well, no matter how much people think that they will be in control of this place, that will never happen. And you would hear Hatsu do something that he did occasionally before, just as a joke and stuff. But you will actually hear like bird noises, kind of. I can't give you a proper impression, but
Understand?
it would
Just
go
a
like,
little whistle. Okay.
"Oh."
There's a
And
bird dying
you-
over there.
And you wouldn't see
Dash runs up and
necessarily something, but you will hear here and there like tree branches, like just slightly brushing off something, like shh. Well, the order was to get away. What does that mean? Should we leave? No. It means a place where we wouldn't interrupt what he's trying to do, right?
Basically, we're not to return to the council. And we're not to interfere.
I guess your father understands that he can get more out of this place if he does it quiet. I get it.
I think
But I'm
it's
happy
about
you did.
time I told you what happened when I was away. Let's find somewhere quiet. Hatsu, you know this better than anyone.
Let's go home.
Home it is. I'm not going to say too much more. I'm just going to walk and keep pace to get there.
He when they were like he would lead them towards an alley that would be considered a shortcut towards his home. And he would like kind of turn a little bit in the direction of Amadrian, and he would say, well, your father doesn't know everything, and he will be quite surprised. And they haven't figured it out, and I don't have to search for it anymore. And you seem like his walk would lift a little bit more ease. He's not afraid. He's happy.
I've watched Hatsu enough at this point to think that Amadriana would probably have still been keeping an eye on the group as a whole, especially in that situation we were just in. With the correlation of what he's just said, plus what I'd witnessed in the room, I think, also recognizing a similar sword, I think she would probably put two and two together that this is what he's talking about. And I think with that, the knowledge that he now knows where it is actually a good thing for Hatsu. So I think she won't be uplifted by it because she's got too much weight on her at the moment, but she's happy for him that he's happy about how it's resulted. So she'll watch as he gleefully bounces back home, but she'll just carry on plodding along.
You eventually reach Hatsu's house. Not much is said in the meantime. Hatsu correctly pointed out that not all the streets are safe to speak. But once you're firmly inside, the doors are closed, the windows are sealed, you're also joined by Hatsu's sister. Yeah.
Asuka. She knows, right?
Yeah. It looks like that monster went back to the hall and killed a few people, but she is safe.
You know, I'm not as good as this as you, but you have to keep her calm. Somebody has to. You know what will happen if she infuriates. You saw it too, right? Right next to Drakar.
Onimura.
Hi. But they haven't figured it out yet.
She smiles too.
Well, I guess it's up to Father now. And you would see him placing his sword, Kazejoba, back into the stand where the shrine is, but this time the right side of the handle would be placed.
Is your father going to give him what he wants then?
If someone comes to negotiate, there's a reason for it. My father is the best player of the fields I've ever seen. He's asked for as a consultant in so many battles. He understands that.
So he gives the Archon what he thinks he wants, but still retains control in a way?
There is a reason why people stay in the shadows. And there's a reason why people sometimes stay in the spotlight.
Oh, that's a familiar story.
Dash.
Looks at Alyssa a bit.
Dash, on our way here on the boat, you gave us a riddle about power and who's in control. Maybe
Playing out right there.
maybe Hatsu's father is playing the riddle. Maybe he's a master of riddles. Like, we all had different views, different ways of seeing it, but like you had mentioned, power resides where people believe it to reside. He may be able to convince them that they believe that they have the power, but they do not. Maybe the power is within the people. Maybe the power is within the money and the land. They don't know the true meaning of the power if Saganotoshi doesn't abide by the normal rules of power.
We'll make a Republican out of you yet, Eldrin.
I just read too much sometimes.
Adriana, are you okay?
No.
Which one are we killing first?
The one that
I
hurt Remington.
guess we don't kill anyone. And stop your nipple collection.
I mean, not right away, but Ironclad put his hands on Lissa. He's gonna have to pay for that. That other red-eyed fuck put his hands on Eos.
Emotions beside Dash. The last thing you want your enemy to see is you coming.
Oh, they won't see it coming.
Dash, leave him
Oh,
be.
they will wait for you to come. They make you want to come. And you don't understand it.
Not only that, Dash, but this so-called Ironclad is mine.
I hoped you'd say that.
An affront to me in my last world and this shall be played in blood.
I get to help, though, right?
Oh, we can all take a piece.
Good.
I'm just taking that final piece.
I can accept that deal.
Dash is gonna take metal nipples, isn't he?
I'm not collecting nipples.
Slate, did you see it?
See what, Hatsu?
Saw what she did.
What she did?
Did you see her lower forearms?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen her before?
That's a good question, DM. Have I seen her before?
Have you ever seen her?
That sure sounds like a kind of question we need a check for with history and advantage.
Advantage? Ooh.
I touch Slate on the shoulder and I say, "Come on, Slate. You can remember," as I cast guidance on him.
Take your D4.
Remember, Winnie, remember. Remember, Winnie, remember.
17.
A one is a one.
17. Where you remember her from is not exactly where you would think. You don't know her face. You don't know her personality. You just remember a carving on the wall of the room that you were in that simply said Warby Jane.
previous tenant.
As
For
in
what
David?
it's worth, Slate.
She's Doctor Who, get her!
Yeah. For what it's worth, Slate. I think she's kind of like you. I don't mean the obvious.
21.
I mean that she tried to make the best out of a very, very shitty situation. If it wasn't for her, I'd be dead. Quite simply.
Similar souls, similar destiny, I guess.
Good to know.
It seems you either come out of your process broken, like that fiery piece of shit, or come out better for it.
I guess only time will tell on that one.
I
I
guess
have
so.
a question. The wolves told us they can smell something on you. Are you able to feel her presence? When you absorbed a little bit of the creature last time, I thought maybe you feel something familiar if you're near people or creatures like that.
I mean, I have the ability to use my senses in a way that perhaps. But other than that, I'm not so sure. Visually, I find it the easiest to figure people out. It's what I've always done.
Do you remember the meditation that we did?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first door. This is the door to your mind. When we reach the fifth door, you might be able to sense her without your eyes, without your ears, without a touch. I'm looking forward to that chosen one.
Once he and his band of merry men have fucked off, if she remains in the position she's been given, I can introduce you if you like, so that you may ask some questions.
Appreciate that.
Or absorb her.
I'd rather you didn't do that. Like I said, I owe her quite a bit.
Adriana, do you recognize what happened to the Scully guy, right? It is quite similar to the fire one, but he seems to be more in control of it.
Yes. I don't think that the current state of those collars would work on him.
I pretty much agree. I don't even think this vessel could hold it. Do you think that a body can grow the magic potential of these artifacts? Or is it just the base has to be strong to get filled up? I don't know how these magic things work, Eos. I just know they amplifying things with these artifacts.
I'm pretty sure that that is the name of the game. The reason I know this is because of why I had to run away before. I hope you're sitting comfortably.
Oh,
You
sorry,
know
we
the
don't,
history.
We don't have chairs, but we have pleasant cushions you can sit on if you need one.
You know the history of this place as well as I do. I don't mean Saigon and Toshi, I mean the world. There are those that rise up and become hideous monsters. But there are also those that rise up and become heroes. My father has found their final resting place. And
The
all
heroes or the monster?
the heroes. And to what I guess he assumes to be all of their artifacts and everything that they've used. I was charged to break in, to retrieve, as I was the only one left that was able to do it. As it happens, it seemed I didn't have the strength of will to do it. I told him I had failed. I got sent off in disgust. He doesn't know what I know, and the things that I know that would help to actually infiltrate the place. Because I didn't tell him. But if he's here, and he wants to take this place, that says only one thing to me. That there's something here in this land that relates to something that was held by one of these heroes. He's not here for money. He doesn't need it. He far from needs it. He's not here for power. He could literally walk over this land and destroy everyone. Obviously there would be a great brawl, but the amount of people he has, he could definitely do more than enough damage without even getting off his seat. This is a very specific quest for him. He seems intent on retrieving such items.
If that's the only thing, Amy, you don't have to worry at all.
Because there's nothing here.
Or there's something here.
Who
but
do you think would be able to bring something from the other world to here?
Yeah.
The chosen one?
The chosen one is supposed to wield the powers that are locked away. I tell you a story that not a lot of people know. In the times of the beginnings, there was plenty of power, plenty of creation. But once creation was done, there was a lot of time where nothing really happened, because things need time to unfold. You can't force it. So there was someone that was so bored of all the time in space that he traveled all places to find his, let's say, moment of Zen place to perfect the art of the sword. And he trained there for thousands and thousands and thousands of years until he saw a human child, a girl. He was so impressed by the way she moved that he thought he could, against the rules, maybe find a companion in his teachings, somebody to give it on to not be alone with the joy of this art. And he trained her for years and years and years. But what he didn't expect was that she soaked everything up like a sponge faster than he could even imagine. And there was one day where he couldn't teach her anything more. The girl turned into a woman. There was only one thing that he could do. So he left the thing with her that he loves the most and did leave. So nobody would see what he did. And there's only a few people that she told about. And that's where the story ends. And that's where the story is never gonna be told again.
I must admit, I was expecting to hear that that was your grandmother or something, but okay.
Thank you, Hudson.
There's no doubt that there's something afoot here. Honestly, one of my biggest worries now is that it's now going to end up in the school.
It shouldn't.
Remington's kind of made himself a bit of a target.
Yes.
He's very capable, though.
If I know one thing about the Maleficums, they will protect the places they are involved in with everything they have, even if it means that he has to give his life without a fight.
I'm just saying, we need to keep an eye on Remington. That it even is Remington.
Good question.
Everyone's capable of mistakes.
Everyone's capable of mistakes. And more to the point, everyone has a weakness.
But what does it tell you that they don't know him?
That they're not as smart as they think they are.
And there's allies that they've never heard of that are roaming these lands for more than they can imagine.
But Gorbound could tear Ironclad apart.
Leave him be. We just built him a house. I'm sure he's still decorating.
I hope so. He also
Dash.
seemed to be awfully terrified of that skullhead.
Yes, I am.
To the point where you assume he can't be defeated.
I don't want to defeat him.
Why?
The same way that sometimes a dog needs a master. While that man did kill me, he hung me, and such, at the same time, killing him or trying to wouldn't bring any means to an end.
No,
His
stop
time will
him
come,
killing other people.
regardless. Yeah, but the rain must rain. Balance
Yeah,
has to be kept.
And a rabid beast has to be put down.
Potentially,
Balance For balance purposes, we kill him, and anytime you want to see him, I'll turn into him. There's your balance.
There we go. He's in Slate's book. He's got to go.
Well, no, the true balance is if you kill him and he comes back.
Yeah, he will come back.
How does he come back?
You've seen what he is, Amy.
Yeah, but if he's in 100 tiny little pieces spread across the lands, then, you know...
How does that man live in a book?
He's... What's the word, Hatsu?
No idea.
Indomitable? Inevitable, that's the word.
How do you know? We
I
just
know.
said everybody has a weakness.
Yeah, but his weakness is his ego.
Exactly. He thinks you're no match for him, but we've seen what you can do. You underestimate yourself.
Dash.
Doesn't it make you curious that we did find certain artifacts and artifact users with similar behavior
Mhm.
at a place that worships the unnamed one?
Yep. There's a bit of a recurring theme
What
here.
if you can't control certain features because power has a price?
He made a deal with some devil.
Doesn't mean you don't try.
I don't want... It's not that I don't want to try. It's... There's a voice inside my mind that speaks to me sometimes. During those questions, it became louder and louder and louder. There is an anger within me that I don't want to unleash around you.
What's it with the tree that he talked about?
Long before I met you, long before we became friends, not too long after I met Ducky, I found a map in my house. Below the house, actually. There was a town nearby. And I said, great, first time I'm gonna go out on a little adventure. Adventure found me. He and I suppose his goons found me. People watched as I was hung and burned. And that voice shouted back and burned them in return, but he was not there.
Sounds like there's a tree waiting for him.
Lucky for us that he wasn't.
I still believe his time will come. By my hands or not.
If you don't want to do it, I'm more than willing.
I wouldn't want you to try that.
If the chance arises, I honestly don't think I can stop myself.
You have your own priorities. Your soon-to-be wife is your priority. Don't worry about me.
I think my
Your
my
child
priority
should be.
I don't have a fucking child.
Do you have a child yet?
No.
Not yet.
Well, don't name it Vault, whatever you do.
Can you see the future, Hatsu? Or are you just assuming they're...
No, but I think her smell changed. And they did definitely the thing that you do to make babies.
Quite a see. Yeah, I read once. Yeah.
Until this society has shifted dramatically, I'm not bringing a child into it.
Well, this particular society is probably going to shift within the next couple of days. If only by disguise.
Do we just let it happen? Let the cards fall as they may?
I honestly don't think we have a choice right now.
Agreed. And I think there are people in charge on all sides of the spectrum that are way more experienced with these things than we are right now.
Experience can leave you blind to new opportunity at times, but I'll trust your judgment, Hatsu. You know this place better than I, so I wouldn't even think to question.
Whether we like it or not, we're not the ones in control of this place. It's not for us to decide for them.
Nor are we in control of our full capabilities, and I think that's why my father did send us away.
Longer road. Hatsu, do you have training dummies nearby?
Oh, your training is already waiting. But
No,
I think for now we should maybe rest. You guys need rest, right?
Yes, that's a great idea, but I find when there's a lot of pent-up rage, then, stabbing a dummy with some knives is a good release.
You don't just
Oh
keep it
yeah,
inside of you?
it gives you the illusion of control. I get that.
Yeah, exactly.
I can show you a tree
haystack.
outside that
Tree would be perfect.
Boreal used from time to time.
That would do perfect. I just need 5 minutes with these.
I need to head off. But I wish you all to promise me that you will actually stay away. Not because of your own safety, that is your own choice to make. But should you do something that goes against what I had promised, you take away from me someone who is much more dearer to me.
You have my word.
Matriana, where are you going?
mine.
Were you not included in that promise that you have to stay away as well?
I won't be going near them. I just need to get some air. I wouldn't endanger her no more than I would want you guys to.
Well, I think you take Ayame with you. Not close, but with you. She knows this place better than everyone I know.
Yami bows. She seems quite distant. She normally is. She's very quiet as a person, but she is worried for her mother. She's worried for Hatsu's father. She's worried for her city.
I'll head out. I'm not expecting Ayami to be in the shadow, distant or anything. She's kind of walking with her.
Before they leave, Hatsu would make sure that Ayame would pick up on this, and he would cross his arms like so, and he would kind of have both hands over the symbols on the left and right side. And he would bow this way, which is absolutely not traditional whatsoever, with the attempt to make her understand that he sees the future in both of them.
There's a small smile that breaks through the concern on her face. And she turns to walk with the Madriana as you're greeted with something else.
We're done with him. Your father said to leave him here.
He just drops the body of Remington, who just hits the floor.
See you tomorrow at the parade, I'm sure.
He just turns heel and
I'm gonna go straight down to one knee and start, using my knowledge of anatomy, etc., and basically checking the usual as pulse, anything broken, just
I'd like
a quick
us
check
to
to see what state
check.
he's in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with Slate, but I will bring Eldrin in in a second. But Slate, you have advantage on this. Actually, you know what? I'll say both of you roll. Eldrin, you give me a medicine check as well. Both of you. Give me a medicine check. Just a direct one, no advantage on this.
Why the fuck am I checking my spell list? I don't have
Too long as a druid, my friend.
just instinct there for a second.
Good berry. Good
Yeah,
berry.
good berry. Just dropping berries at them.
I'm sure
Why is his stomach distending? Oh shit, yeah, that's right.
15 and 11 for Eldrin, 15 and Slate 11. Slate, you're trying to find any source of life, or you're trying to stabilize him? What are you doing?
Well, I was trying to start with to ascertain what he requires. So, is he unconscious? Is he dead? Because then I would know what to do next. So I was trying to get a gauge on what's the situation. So I was trying to get an overview so I could then make the decision of what to do next. That was my attempt.
Remington is a man of composure and cleanliness. So to see his face more red than purple is something that's jarring. To see his beard more red than white is something that's jarring. You're having trouble concentrating and focusing, but you're trying to find a pulse, a rhythm on his chest. You're trying to find, you're checking his wrist, his neck. You're trying to find any breathing. Eldrin, you kneel down next to him. You take your hand that does not contain this pauldron on you. You take your normal hand, you place it down on Remington's chest, and you can feel very faintly his heart beating, and he is breathing, but not very well. There is likely what you would recognize to be as a collapsed kind of rib cage, and potentially the lung is damaged as well.
Okay.
This is substantially more damage than there would have been when you guys were there.
Gonna turn to Hatsu because I know he has an aid kit, having seen it before with the lunar kin, etc. And I know he's good with it. So I'm gonna, if he's there, gesture for him and say, Hatsu, call him over because it's fairly obvious what I'm looking for.
He moves in. He gets out his medical supplies that he was trained in, and he's using his healer's kit with the attempt of stabilizing Remington.
Yeah, it takes a moment. Just take a charge off it, but it takes a moment, and you manage to. I believe it's just automatic, right? You don't need to roll it. Yeah,
exactly.
So you bring stability to Remington, but he hasn't woken up yet. His breathing is tough. You manage to fix his nose and correct that, but the crack out of that alone will stay in your dreams for a long time.
So seeing that he kind of gets along but is still struggling, he would reach into the rift satchel and he would chuck in actually this one, Omega Burst Greater Tonic. If I press heal, I don't know what's happening.
Just okay, just
press it.
Yeah, you can just delete it if you don't want to press it. It's okay.
It got consumed.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, got consumed. Great. So you pour the tonic in. It seeps.
Should I also roll it?
You can if it lets you. Yeah, sure. Just let me know what the outcome is.
Normal, so it's 4d4 plus 4, and it didn't do anything when I rolled it.
So if you can just do it manually, that's okay as well.
Yep. /R 4d4.
As the tonic seeps down his throat, you hear as he inhales deeply. You hear cracking of bone as his ribcage begins to set back in place. The Arcanum provided those potions, and you used them wisely.
It was a 12 on the roll, just for you to know.
Cool. He has 13 hit points.
I
Remington
waited.
Sensei. Remington.
He coughs, and there's partial tonic and partial blood as he does, and he tries to move a little bit, but he can't. He just makes disoriented sounds.
Just stay calm.
Eldrin, go ahead.
As this is happening, I just say to the guys around, I say, just give me a minute. Give me a minute. As I put my hands on his torso and I cast Cure Wounds on him.
Eldrin, as this is the first time we're seeing you use healing magic, I would like for you to describe to me everything that your visage goes through, everything that happens. Tell me how Eldrin casts a spell.
It's actually the second time, just to clarify for chat.
Oh, sorry, he did in the combat with you. That's right. Apologies.
Yeah.
As this is the first time me asking.
Yeah. This is the first time everyone's openly observing rather than it being 30 feet in the sky.
Sure. Also in a poignant moment, so.
I suppose Madriana has now left, I believe, so she wouldn't have seen
Madriana
Remington
would have stopped
or-
when, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still stood there for a
Perfect.
second, yeah.
I can't imagine her leaving as Remington was on the floor. So.
The only person that may recognize, hey, he's done this before, may be Madriana. But as I'm putting my hands there on Remington, you may notice that there is a holy symbol in my hands, along kind of like beads, and I'm holding on to this, eyes closed, just radiating peace and calmness to try bring life into another being from me into of course Remington, and I'm trying to radiate that from me through into his body, and seeing and knowing that he's not able to breathe properly. This is why my hands would be on his torso, to heal the affected area so he can breathe properly and regain more consciousness and more effective healing ultimately.
For a moment as you cast the spell, you close your eyes so you don't see it, but the rest of you, Remington's eyes glow gold and a little bit of silver as they shine bright, and ethereal wings behind Remington's back as his chest lifts off the ground. As he opens his mouth, light pours from it. The energy channeled through Eldrin leaves Eldrin, but enters Remington. The wounds begin to close, the ribs begin to heal. No gross cracking sounds, no blood on his face even. The energy being channeled from the holy symbol in his hand to the mind, body, and soul of Eldrin. Restore Remington to what you would more recognize him as. There's still dried blood. He's not clean, but he's healed.
Did I see the symbol? And do I know it?
Make a religion check. I don't get to do that too often. Shouldn't be too complicated. There aren't too many of them.
I wasn't actively hiding it either, I should say, so I had
12.
other concerns.
It's not too complicated. You see a symbol to the father of creation, Tempestus.
So it's kind of semi-right with my guess.
Dawnfather guess, yeah. Different setting, different world. Close enough.
Yes, but yeah. I see that Remington is now okay. And while they're focusing on him, I just slip out.
No worries.
Likewise, I'm going looking for that tree.
Dash. Eos grabs Dash's hand.
Thought I heard it was there. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dash is keeping his face turned away, but he stops.
You said, I heard the pyramid. Where is it?
Do I know the pyramid that the Archon was referring to?
Yeah, it'd be pretty popular lore, but it's out in the Badlands. Nobody really goes there. It's not safe. If you were to go east of Palperoth, you would cross a river. And if you cross that border, is just nobody goes there.
Oh, yeah.
In there would be Smogrod and then my god, blanking on my own creation. In there
Yeah.
would be Kakird, which is the pyramid, and then Smogrod, which is a mountain that was believed to be lived in once long ago, but no longer.
It's the place in Desolata. What about it?
Someday, please take me there.
I need to go to Balbroth. It's becoming more urgent with every
No,
new
pyramid.
chapter. If we're going to the pyramid, that road likely goes at least skirting Balbroth.
Fine. Please, someday.
Sure. Yeah, we can talk about this more later. I need like an hour to myself.
Yeah, go take care of yourself.
Thanks. Dash just goes out to find the tree.
What tree are you looking for, pal? Sorry.
The one that Hatsu mentioned that Boreal used for practice.
Sorry. Got
So-
me. Sorry.
I would say, if you escape the house from the way we went in, there would be a guard to the house that would kind of pick up on what Hatsu said, I would say. And he would lead you behind the house, and you would see like a little pond with like a water play with bamboo, and you would see like traditional Japanese garden with like some bonsais scattered around the place and white stones. And there is like a little way that would lead you to like a training area. And you would find the tree there, which is on one side there would be kind of things placed to kind of protect your fists and legs from kicking against it to get like wounds and stuff. And on the other side you would see like a lot of marks from swords and shit, so you get the idea that this is the training ground Hatsu was talking about.
Perfect. So getting there, Dash would take a moment to kneel and just kind of remove his jacket and shirt, place it down, and just kind of try to breathe and center himself for all of about 5 seconds before he just kind of lets his rage go, and he's just going ham at that tree. Very unfocused, very wild. Just throwing the daggers, picking them up, going to take them out, just slashing, hacking, nothing that's very organized. Probably accidentally cutting himself and shit the way he's going.
Dash. How long would you say you're out there?
Probably loses track of time, so it could be at least an hour, if not more. He's just going and going and going until he's sweaty and exhausted and bleeding and raw. There's a lot of rage needs to get out right now.
You
Not the music change.
hit the tree,
Fuck.
and you hit the tree, and you hit the tree. Bark comes flying off. The daggers pierce. Your new daggers are withstanding and holding well. Members of your group who have gone through a lot in their past. And in your mind, you're thinking of all these things. As you watch ticks, ticks, ticks. You keep hitting the tree again and again and again. The bark flies off. That same bark flies off. That same bark flies off. Your watch glows gold. It's so bright you can't actually see. put your hand up, instinctually, to block the vision of your other wrist. And you feel a hand hold onto it. You look up and you see your mother as you walk through Palperoth. You're meeting up with your father, a young Master Heidman. No watch on your wrist, just comfort as you travel through the streets of Palperoth. You walk towards him, and he takes your hand. And as you all walk through the streets, happily, something in your heart tells you that this is the last time. But how you know that and why, you have no idea. Every time your father passes a guard, he hides his face. And as you look up at him, that hot Palperoth sun creates a perfect silhouette behind him. It's so hard to hold on to that memory, Dash. But you can smell him. It's so real. It's so now. As you walk down the streets, he points towards the castle and instills in you something that carries you to this very day. Never bend a knee to that fucking crown. Break it. Break the order. Break the cycle. Liberate Palperoth. And free this whole land. He gives to you a monumental task. But not through the means of him wanting you to do it, no. Through the means of him wanting to do it. It's his dream, his want, his need, his desire, his passion. You hear it again. Tick, tick, tick. The castle begins to crumble. The walls of the houses begin to crumble. And the dust piles up and flies into the air, forming a crown with a single crack in it. And suddenly you realize it's just you drawing into your journal. Many years later, you look up and you see Lissa. You two haven't formed a relationship yet. You just know that you want to. Maybe she does. You run down the corridors, trying to acquire a gem. Something so valuable that it could be useful to you. It could get you equipment. It could take care of your mother. It could get you off these streets. But hey, Alyssa got there first, and them's the stakes. You see her skill, you see her potential. And you see two platinum bands forming in the sky. They form the eyes of a blue-eyed blonde child. Tick, tick, tick. That child doesn't sit in the sun like the rest of you. It sits under the shadow of a crown with a crack in it. If there's any hope of liberation, it has to be done. Or no one in your future will ever be free. Tick, tick, tick. Turns to nick, nick, nick as you slash at the tree some more. You find yourself back, the bark intact, and once again, you cut the bark from the tree. And you find yourself falling to your knees as the cherry blossoms rain down around you. You look up and the bark is absolutely fine. and one tiny little golden figure of a bee floats from the tree, leaving trails of sparkles that turn into starlight, that turn into stardust. You swear for a second, as your heart fills with such serenity and rage in an infinite conflict, you swear that the constellation of the stars makes a crown break. And that's it. While Kian recovers, we'll go to Amadriana. What are you doing, my friend?
She walks silently through the back streets, keeping out of the way of anyone. Ayami, kind of to her 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. She knows she's just behind her.
You can't hear her, but you can definitely feel that she's there.
Yeah, she knows she's there. She stops outside of this one building, and she kind of just gestures like, come to me kind of thing to Ayami. And as she approaches, she just says to her, as long as you're with me in here, you'll be fine. Just keep an eye on your pockets. And I do a special knock, and I am outside of Willow's.
So in the back of the Jade Supa, in the dead of night, is the Willow. You go into the back of the tavern, and sitting there with a rounded cap and a silhouette that only shows you a beard is the Willow.
Good evening.
Am I right in saying you're the princess to the throne?
I wouldn't describe myself as such, but I guess you've been told about who I am.
There aren't many that come here that look like you.
True, I guess. Quite here for business.
Be surprised if you were here for pleasure.
I am, but of a different kind. I know you've got a fight ring round here somewhere.
There's definitely a fight ring.
Line me up a fight. With one of these rats running around this city.
If you wanted to, you couldn't make out a single feature of his face. He leans forward and pulls out a deck of cards. And he just begins to shuffle them. Are you sure I can't interest you in something else? He places the cards and he just flicks them out. And small images begin to appear from the cards. A tiny marble statue of a dragon. A vial filled with what looks like blood. A tiny silverish cage. Another vial filled with liquid that looks like a small tentacle and an eyeball. A symbol that for whatever reason, unnerves you as it sits in an amulet. It feels cursed, haunted. It feels like it represents something terrible. You also see things that are a little strange. You see an eye made out of rubies, gems, emeralds, sapphires. You see a bowl of bone. You see this clear, transparent rock with veins cracked into it, filled with little threads of magma. And behind it, a small, thin, long blue sapphire trapped in that glass. You see a metallic arm. You see what looks like large green goggles with tiny, moving little, what could only be described as magnifying glasses. Something must take your fancy.
Are these for free?
Nothing is for free, my dear. But on that note, I will open the stores for you guys. Just for those who are sitting quietly in the background. The fence.
Arrange me that fight, and I'll see what I get from my winnings.
The fence is available to everybody, but it is only open to thieves and people and that know-how. So, rogues and that kind of stuff. A fight. Anyone specific that you're trying to dismember today?
One who has particular dedication to my father.
Who's your father? Is it truly him? He leans forward like this information is palpable to him. He tastes it.
Well, I wouldn't be very good at my job if I was to give you out stupid secrets like that, would I?
He leans back.
Of course I'm going to say that. I was hoping to get a bit of a discount.
Yeah. Isn't everybody? You have a bit of a reputation, though.
Don't take fools lightly.
You did some good stuff with some friends of mine in Broaderdeer. I know who you are. Word travels very fast.
She's a good woman, despite her vocation.
She's the best.
She didn't deserve what he was trying to do with her.
I hope he got what he deserved in the end, though.
He will. He will.
He moves his hand across the table and the cards are just sort of gone back into a pile. He's just shuffling the deck again and places it in his pocket. So a fight then. Whatever
I want
sway
to
I have.
damage something.
Yeah, whatever sway I have, it is not with your would-be father. I don't think I can get my hands even on any of his wolves.
I'm not ready for that fight yet.
On that we can both agree.
Just give me one of his prodigies that are running around here trying to make a name for themselves.
Oh no, that I can do. He shuffles the deck and he places out new cards, and you see various cages with different people inside. One of them is someone clad in armor very similar to yours, but not the same. Your quality is far better. But you know it's someone belonging to your father one way or another. Peon.
Care to place a wager?
Always.
I win. you give me one of your relics that will help me going forward.
At a discounted price, maybe.
A heavily discounted price.
I can't just be throwing away orms, but I'll discount something for you. Or, if you don't see something you want, a favor for the future.
I'll take that.
And if you lose,
What do you want?
your armor and your mask.
When I'm done with it.
Haven't seen anything like it before. I'm sure I can make a small fortune on it.
Like I said, when I'm done with it.
I get the feeling when you're done with it, it's going to be very broken.
But the history itself that it will hold will be far more valuable to you.
Make a persuasion check.
I know these types of people. I'm going to use my inspo.
These types of
that.
people gets a 5. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
use your newly gained inspiration for that, absolutely.
That's definitely better. It's a 17.
That's a good use of
So
your
it was a
inspiration.
5 for the original and 17 for that.
All right. But then I want something to sweeten the deal. I've seen your companions and who you're traveling with. There's a few things that caught my eye. One of them wears a gold wristwatch. One of them has a very nice rapier. Looks
No.
naval.
Their bargains are their own, as are yours and mine. You know how it works.
Yes, but I also know how you work. You're skilled at what you do. Surely this would be nothing to you.
It'd be nothing to attain it. It would be another thing to lose
There is
respect.
There is one thing I want. I will let you keep your armor until you, as you say, are done with it. And then I will add it to my collection. He thumbs through the deck again as he says that. But there's a special drill that I need that would quadruple my income. If you lose, you'll get me this drill. In fact, you can then keep your armor, as that would have a lot of monetary value to me.
See, you've just played your hand already.
He stops
For
thumbing
someone
through
that
the deck.
deals as someone that deals as well as you do, I thought that wouldn't have been your choice. You see, the fact that you've already told me that it would quadruple your earnings tells me it's worth far more than a discounted price of one of your items.
You really are his daughter.
How about this? I win. I get an item of your choosing for free, but something that does benefit me. If I lose,
Not a cheese wheel, I'm guessing.
Yes, that cheese wedge is for other adventurers, not me.
If you win, I know exactly what I'll give you. He flicks through again and he places one card down. It appears. It's a small box and it has 4 letters imprinted on it, separated by dots. R-A-F-T. Raft.
You son of a bitch. I fucking hate you, Roper. I fucking hate you so much.
It's a story for the poster.
I quit, that's it. This is my last show. This is my last show. If I lose, I will do my best, because shit happens, to get you this drill. But I benefit half of what you get. It still doubles your take, but it just gives me extra incentive to make sure it gets done.
I'll give you 10% of my first month's earnings with that drill. It'll put a nice weight to your pocket. Consider it a bonus for where you have to go to get it.
10% forever.
10% forever would put me out of business. One bad month would cripple me.
It wouldn't though. Not with this item.
I'll give you 25% for 2 weeks.
Give me 15% for a year.
He sits back and he thumbs through the cards. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage because he really doesn't want it, but also your rolls are unbelievable, so we'll see.
Oh, I mean, it's a 16, like.
10% for 6 months. And you'll be my first line of call if anything of unique persuasion crosses my desk. I'd probably put that coin back in my pocket immediately anyway. My wares don't come cheap.
Deal.
Shake on it. He moves his hand out and there's smoke emanating from his glove, which is also still silhouetted, by the way.
Take his hand and I shake on it.
I'll line up your fight for you, but tomorrow is the festival, so it'll need to be the day after. I won't be able to hide anything in this town tomorrow. Tomorrow's a day for acquisitions, not for sales.
I'll see you in 2 days.
See you in 2 days.
And I just turn and walk out.
Perfect.
And you're never gonna get to see that fight because I quit.
Oh, come on, Ryan.
Now, Ryan, after 5 years, you finally get what you want. Be
More
happy.
than 5 years, for sure, at this point. You walk out, and Naomi is like, who is this man?
He's a broker. Takes in things that people obtain unnaturally. And he uses it for barters in other decisions. He's not to be trusted.
Huh. Then why did you make a deal with him? Won't he just change the terms?
Not if I change them first. You see, for those I don't like, pretty much stands in of anyone within my father's grasp. I will make sure that you get what you're deserving. Just so you know, one day that means me too. But we'll cross that when it happens. And that is between us.
Hi. You glance down at your glove for just a moment. You can see the remnants of smoke on it that disappear and fade. As you wander through the streets, presumably heading back to rest. Tomorrow is a big day after all. Dash, you find yourself wide awake. How on earth are you going to sleep? But Alyssa, next to you, is so drained from today that she is unconscious. You don't have an ear to whisper into. You don't have a way to share what is trapped inside. In the room beside you, Eos dreams of oceans and rain and a creature smashing down on a ship. And Hatsu, you meditate, knowing that Boreal is in the room across from you, finally home meditating as well, though he has probably fallen asleep in his trance. Eldrin, your arm is on the armor, your jacket is up and tidy. But for some reason, you find it difficult to find rest. Everything you witnessed today is just another day in a dangerous journey you've been on since you got forced out of Bricksunder. And Slate, I think you have the most troublesome night of all. You look across the room. And something else is happening. Your backpack slides open, and a book emerges from it, as if being carried by a ghost or a phantom. The book turns, it sways in the air. It's stunning, it's beautiful. Though you don't hear its voice, you feel its movement. The pages flick and turn. The book turns on its side, and as it opens and the pages flick, they change. They turn into something different. The pages turn into teeth, and the book turns into a jaw, and it begins to bubble and boil. It moves towards you. There's a low hiss and a growl. You're paralyzed. You have no control. You can't move. But it can. The last thing you see before darkness is the book grip down on you. Almost pulling you in, but the teeth hurt. The pages burn. The ink reaches your skin. You sit upright in bed. Cold sweat. Breathing heavy. Your book firmly in its backpack. Standing on the other side of the room. Well, shit. I think you and I need to have a conversation. Standing there with his dagger poised, flipping it up and down, is Drex, ready to have a little conversation with Slate. But that's where we'll leave it tonight.
God damn it.
Hell yeah. So it's one hell of an episode.
Just to clarify, Dash is lying awake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Stabby stab.
Adriana's entering the house. Dash is wide awake. Ayami is with him. Adriana. Hatsu's meditating. Boreal is meditating-ish. Eos is asleep, but will sit upright momentarily.
She trounces in.
Eldrin is also awake. Slate, you're pretty awake too. We'll find out next
Thanks
week
for that.
how that goes. It's okay.
Well,
It's just a
thanks,
week,
guys. It's been a pleasure playing it with you for the last year. Hope you get on for the next couple of years and enjoy your campaign. Thanks very much.
Wish you well in your future endeavors. I wish you many rafts.
We fucking better be your future endeavors, you son of a bitch. All right. That is where we shall leave it tonight. Podcast listeners, thank you for joining us. Those of you on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Those of you on Twitch, thank you for being here. We have more to come. We have a post show and hopefully a lot of interesting discussions shall be had. I'm sure there's a few questions that need to be asked. I shan't be there. It shall be a players only discussion. But if you have questions, exclamation point question in chat, followed by your question, and they will do their best to get to it. Our lovely hosts will make sure of it. In the meantime, I'm sure there is a lot to cover, so we will take a very quick break, just a couple of minutes, and then we will come back. I see the first question in chat from Kian. Hey, what the fuck? Followed by Ryan's question. What's the DM a dick?
Both fair questions. we get to answer them because it's players only.
Players only. Thank you so
and by
much.
the way, DM means Dick Master.
Well, on that note, as I give the whole group D inspiration, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back in just a few minutes for the post show. If you want to see it, you may watch it on, if you're not here with us live, of course, you can watch it on YouTube the following week. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's already up. We love you very much. Thank you for being here. See ya. BRB.
Who's in there?